Now that we've talked about substitution with indefinite integrals, what happens when you have substitution involving definite integrals? In other words, I have bounds here. Well, let's just ignore these bounds for a minute and make our substitution. So we've got u equals x squared plus 1, and that means that du is equal to 2x dx. Okay, so there's our substitution. Now, notice that we have changed variables here. We have now this integral here. This is not x, this is u. So it would be wrong for us to put 1 to 2 right here. We can't do that because that's implies u is going from 1 to 2, but that's not the case. We're looking at over here, x is going from 1 to 2, but what is u then? Well, u is x squared plus 1. So let's see here. We've got x and we've got u equals x squared plus 1. Now, x goes from 1 to 2. So let's see what that corresponds to in u. Well, that would be 2 squared plus 1, that's 5. And this would be 1 squared plus 1, that's 2. So the integral then, if we're in terms of u, would go from 2 to 5 and not from 1 to 2 because we're in terms of u now. Now notice how, so this would look like this. This would be 1/6 u to the 6th from 2 to 5, like this. And then if we went ahead and continued on the integration, I have 1/6. Let me just factor that out. And I have 5 to the 6th minus 2 to the 6th. There we go. And that, of course, would be our solution. Now, there's another alternative way that we could do this. We could say, well, I'm going to have u to the 5th du, and I'm just going to do this. I'm going to say x equals 1, x equals 2. So that lets us know, okay, u is not from 1 to 2, x is. See, I do it this way. And then we go through and we have 1/6 u to the 6th, and we would say x goes from 1 to 2. So what I would do at this point is substitute back in. So instead of u, I have x squared plus 1 to the 6th. And now I could say, okay, x goes from 1 to 2, like this. Now you notice if we do that, let's go ahead and do it that way. And notice what we get. We get 1/6, and then I'm going to plug in the 2. I get 2 squared plus 1. That's 5 to the 6th. See? If I just put in a 2 there. 2 squared is 4 plus 1 is 5 to the 6th. There's that. Minus, put in a 1. 1 squared plus 1, that's 2 to the 6th. And you notice that we get the same thing. But we just have to be careful of our notation.